Where we are on the map. This is a map of Harlan County. You can see Harlan Town right there. And you drop down over here and Lynch is up here at the top. Right there. And this here's the town of Lynch right here. The town's long and skinny. You can see lower end is down in this area. Hold up. Lower end is right in here. This is lower Lynch. And then this is that stretch in the middle where there's nothing but trees. And then these blocks right here where it says Portal 31 Walking Tour, that's the Portal 31 mine. And then this is Upper Lynch up here. And Gap Branch Road, there's houses all along that. And then this comes over Black Mountain into Virginia. Just like that. Neatest thing Bob gave me. Bob gave me this pay stub. Standing across the street here, you can see the firehouse there, and up on top they had a jail where they'd keep people that, you know, did bad stuff. And this is Lamp House number 1 in the 31 mine. And this was the superintendent's office right here, main offices, and then this back portion here was the bathhouse. This is the firehouse. And it was made of native sandstone like all the other buildings around here. It was built in 1920. Machine shop personnel served as firemen. The second story, as I said, housed the Plant Protection Forces, which was basically the police force that the company had. They didn't have a city police. They used company police that they hired, and jail up there. This is the other side of the firehouse. You can see that the roof has collapsed. Bob says they're going to refurbish it, but I don't know when. They're going to get the money to get this done up. This here's the sign outside the office and bathhouse. It says the building's 313 feet long by 40 feet wide and houses general office personnel, including general superintendent, accounting, safety, engineering, and personnel departments, as well as providing bath facilities for the men and foremen. Designed to accommodate 1,500, the bathhouse at its peak served 4,500 men. 71 showers were furnished and used live steam jets to mix with cold water. Smoke room was provided on Church Street side of the building for training mine rescue workers. General offices were moved to the present City Hall building in 1956, and the number 31 mine office moved into the bathhouse building. The facility was closed in 1963 with the closing of the 31 mine. And it is long, buddy. And they've made apartments out of them. The bathhouse. You can see here that people live in there now. In the bathhouse. In the front part of the building. The front part of the building houses a TV station called Black Mountain Television. And this is outside Lamp House number 2. It was built about the same time as the number 31 mine portal. Shortly after it was built, and again during World War II, more than 2,000 electric cap lamps were issued to the miners each day. Flame safety lamps were also issued to each foreman and fire boss, and they were repaired here. The lamps were repaired, maintained, and charged by the lamp house man inside this building. The door's closed now because Bob left. I've already said plenty about the 31 mine. Bob says he's going to give me a special tour when he gets back around 6. There's these little signs are all over the place, and this one shows you the offices when these things were built and whatnot. Pause it if you want to see it, because I'm got to leave it. These portals were finished in 1920 while coal was being removed from temporary portals to the west. The main haulage goes straight through the mountain to Lewis Creek in Letcher County, while an offset continues to Collier's Creek about 5 miles. The mine was closed in 1963. In 1968, the 3 main entries were rehabilitated to serve the new Winifred mine borehole, 1,800 foot underground. The conveyor here hauled coal at 500 tons per hour from the Winifred mine to a 2,300 ton storage silo at the tipple, which is that silo right there where the belt line runs. And that was done by Arch of Kentucky after they bought it. This is another entrance into the 31 mine. Got your main one right there. Another one right here. This here's your belt line. It's just a big conveyor belt for the coal to run on. And it was run all the way up to that silo there. And it was put on trains. And this was, as I said, built by Art. Maybe when Bob comes back, I'll get him to tour these. I know some of them. This right here is called a joy loader. It has mechanical arms that spin around and lift the coal up off the ground and put it on that conveyor, which could run into a truck like that one back there, or it could have some kind of thing that'd hook up to the belt line. Not sure what this machine is. Oh, I missed the fan. This fan here was for moving air through the mine. It moved 50,000 cubic feet of air per minute to ventilate borehole conveyor entries. It replaced a 300,000 CFM adrenaline fan in 1968, which in turn replaced 150,000 CFM centrifugal fan to ventilate 31 mine when it was in operation. Big fan. Bob made these little wooden cutouts. Paints them once a year. I've heard him say that before. He's pretty proud of them. This here's some kind of antique machine. Mining equipment. This over here, buddy, that is a continuous miner. And they cost over $1 million. See those teeth right there? The wheels with the teeth on them? They spin around and eat the coal. They stick it right up to the coal wall, the seam. And that arm goes up and down. It's propped up on those railroad ties. It goes up and down. And those wheels spin, chews the coal up, and falls underneath. And there's arms on there that load it and shoot it down through the back. Here, I'm closer to it now. Right down here, that's that arm right here. That spins around on that disc and picks the coal up and puts it on this conveyor. And then it can drop it into a car or whatever else they're using. This belt line right here they call the Winifred mine conveyor. It was installed in 1968 to haul coal at a rate of 500 tons per hour from the Winifred mine borehole, which was that borehole they cut down through there. This right down here is the mine dump for the 31 mine. It's a concrete lined pit. It's all that remains of the mine number 31 dump. A rotary dump was installed in 1920 and converted to a drop bottom car dump in 1957 with the acquisition of larger mine coal cars. Before it was closed in 1963, the dump's conveyor moved coal at 500 tons per hour to the tipple. The pit is now used as a runoff sediment catch basin. And there it is down there. All overgrown. I was listening to Bob and this guy in the lamp house earlier say that a kid fell in there. Which I don't want to fall in. Hey, let me show you. Remember I told you they moved Looney Creek? Look at that wall down there. This was all built by U.S. Steel to help control the creek, keep it from flooding. This is a water treatment plant right there. See these columns? What this is a piece of the core that they dug out, 6 foot in diameter, for the Winifred mine. So they could drop coal down through the mountain, down into the 31 mine where they'd put it on a conveyor. 6 foot in diameter, and they got 2 pieces of it just sitting here. And if you go up this road, you can go up there. I actually went up there last year and took some pictures of it where they dropped the coal down, but I ain't going up there this year. It took me about 20 minutes to a half hour to get up there. It was straight uphill, and there was mining going on up there, and I didn't have no business up there. And nobody stopped me and asked me, but people was giving me looks. So I ain't going up there again. Look at that sign right there, Northside Winifred Mine. That's old, that's from Arch. That's from Arch, Kentucky right there. And you can see here that Carbon River is the one doing the mining now. And right there's the sign that tells you about the borehole cores. Pause it if you want, I'm going off of it. Here you can see me walking up on the silo, the Winifred silo, I guess. And that's the old U.S. Steel tipple there. I do not believe Arch used it. Here's a tipple from across the street. And that's the blending bin up there on the top. And the water treatment plant, where they purify the water for the city. And the powerhouse. Here you can see the water plant good. In 1933, the wells which supplied the town of Lynch and company mines were not producing enough water. Land was acquired on Lewis Creek in Letcher County for a filtration plant, and 20,000 feet of 8-inch pipe was ordered. Then during the drought of 33, the Cumberland River at Lewis Creek dried up, resulting in the construction of this plant in 1934. It produced 1 million gallons of water per day until 1954, when capacity was increased to 1.5 million gallons per day. With installation of water meters in homes about 1963, usage dropped to 300,000 gallons per day. The plant is supplied from a 100 million gallon reservoir, an old workout entry of mine number 30. I know where the mine 30 is, I don't know what that is. I was reading that sign for you. Then you have this here, the blending bin and lowering conveyor, which is up there. This structure seen looming above and behind the tipple is a 3,500 ton capacity blending bin built with the opening of the number 32 mine in 1950 to blend B and C and high splint coals. With the closing of number 30 and 31 mines, it became a storage bin for high splint coal. The bin with 14 blending pockets was fed by a 48-inch wide lowering conveyor from number 32 mine dump, an elevation of 130 feet above the tipple. This conveyor was second-hand, having first been used in U.S. Coal and Coke's Frick District in Pennsylvania to load river barges. The first conveyor application to this type in the world, I'm off of it, I'm sorry, was prominently mentioned in Peel's Mining Engineering Handbook in 1923. There's the sign right there. And this sign's about the tipple. The original structure, which consisted of the concrete bin seen here and an additional 60-foot high steel superstructure atop the concrete, was the largest coal tipple in the world when completed in 1920. The upper steel structure was used to hand-pick rock from the coal to screen and size the product and to house a huge dust collecting system. The concrete structure was a bin holding 4,000 tons of coal for loading into railroad cars on 3 tracks under the tipple. Because of frequent fires from spontaneous combustion in the bin, its use as a storage facility was discontinued in the 40s. With the construction of a coal preparation plant in Corbin, all activity except loading was discontinued at this facility in 1955. Winifred seam loading continued until 1991. Okay, so this is, I see, this right here is a storage silo, and then there's a belt line that runs from the storage silo, you can see it right there, going into the tipple there where it was dropped into cars. So Arch did use it, but they didn't use it as a holding bin. This here's the powerhouse. Something I didn't notice until recently is that up on top, a little structure on the roof, was where they brought coal in. And coal would go into the powerhouse off a belt line from the tipple, and the powerhouse provided steam for the town, hot water and so on. The buildings, all the official buildings in town, were all heated by steam, little radiators. The houses, though, all were done by coal. Here's a sign for the powerhouse. Pause it if you want to read it. I'm only going to leave it on short here. This is a little memorial area outside the 31 mine. There's that continuous miner. They got John L. Lewis on this first one here. United Mine Workers of America. I really admire John L. Lewis. Anyone that champions the underdog and the poor, in my opinion, is a good person. These are the names of people that were killed in the mine, working here, not just 31, but in this Lynch district. And after they made this, people said that they had relatives left off, so they made the smaller one. Here's the machine shop. And this is the restaurant building right here. The railroad station. Bob said 3 trains came in a day. 2 for coal and 1 had people on it. There's a sign telling you about the depot. Pause it if you want. Here's the machine shop. Originally those were all glass tiles. And Bob said as they were getting old, they'd fall. And people was worried about getting their heads cut, so they put this glazed tile on it. It's pretty much empty now. This is Looney Creeky here. There's a sign for the machine shop. It gives you the information. The restaurant building's built right over the creek. I just think that's a hoot. Not sure why they did that. You can come in here and get hot dogs and tobacco, as Bob said. They serve plate lunches, and they'd pack you a lunch if you wanted to buy a brown bag lunch. And here's the sign for it. And they have totally refurbished this, because I was in here last fall and it wasn't looking nothing like this. I can assure you there's a reflection off the glass. Here I held it up to the glass. You can see in there now. Well, let's go over here and take a look at some of these buildings up close, which is something I'm interested in. This water has a really strong sulfur smell. It stinks in my opinion. And I'm on a bridge that crosses over Looney Creek. Like I told you, the water's not usually this high because of all the rain we've had. Check this out. Arch of Kentucky. I don't think Arch owns any of this anymore. All these buildings have been donated to the college that's over in Cumberland. So first thing we'll do, I'm over here by the machine shop. Let you look. I can't go inside there, but you can see inside it through that. I don't know what this building is. Mine Rescue Station. Check that out. Maybe Arch does still own some of this. I know these buildings was donated to the college. Look, you can see a track running in here, just like Bob said. This shows you inside. I was in here one time. Going in ain't a big deal to me though. This just gives you an idea what it looks like on the inside. Here's inside the building next to the machine shop. I don't know what this is or what it was used for. Gotta watch the weeds for copperheads and rattlesnakes. This old boy killed him a little baby copperhead back by the lamp house today when I was there. I'll tell you where I am. There's the train depot. I'm behind the machine shop. The tracks are mostly gone, but this one right here was used from the tipple. This train track, you can see the tipple up there, where they'd load coal. And I'm walking back over here, and I'm going to show you the powerhouse. Okay, I'm in the area between the machine shop right here and the powerhouse, which is right here. And the powerhouse is still open, the door is, so we can walk through it. They got a fish hatchery going on in this building right here, built onto the machine shop. And I'm gonna go right in here. Here we are. This is inside the powerhouse, which originally just supplied electricity for the 30 and 31 mines in the area. I'm not going up these stairs, but I was up there one time and I got me a cool sign. which Bob told me I could keep. It was metal. I showed it to him. He said he didn't care. Look how high up that ceiling is, man. It's a long way up. There are still generators. I don't know if there's some through this little door or up on the top floor. No generators in there, just piping. Generators must be up on the top. I ain't walking up there again. You know, I don't trust these old ladders. These old stairs. I'm afraid they'll break. Nice breeze blowing through here, blowing through the broken windows. It's a big building. And then coming over to this side. Over here. I know they provided steam for buildings, like I said. And I'm at the other end. I just came through it. That's looking through. You can see through the other end. I just walked through here. The powerhouse. Outside of it. This is the mine silo, the Winifred silo. This is sanitation. See there? City of Lynch waste. Here's the tipple. This is the belt line that goes up to the tipple right there from the silo. I could probably walk up that railing there. It's from the 60s. It's probably not too bad off. This is the back of the water plant. Here's the rails. And coal would probably come out through that hole right there. As well as over here. Walk through here. You see the train locomotive down there. That's by the depot. I'll take you over there. Here you can see these. This is where coal dropped out. These little stalactites are like calcium or something. I don't know, from water dripping, I think. Train cars would come right through here. And coal would come out these metal holes. I'm staying right underneath one. You can still see train tracks right there. There's a rail. And there's one over here. Two of them. Where we drop through there. Here you can still see a rail peeking through the grass right there. And one right there. Where train cars would come under here too. So they had 3 loading areas under this tipple. I watch the grass for snakes, but in all honesty, I haven't seen any. And all of my times coming down to Kentucky, I've never seen a live snake yet. Knock on wood. I hope I don't. I'm gonna go up these rusty stairs. The only reason I trust them is because the last couple times I've been over here, I very slowly and cautiously moved up and down them, and they held me, didn't even budge a little bit. So I have a little bit of faith in them. I'm inside the holding area now, the big concrete area. And this right here, we'll go up here and take a look. This is that little belt line that goes from the silo. See the silo out there? Up into here. Danger, this equipment starts automatically. Well, I doubt it's going to start on me today. Here I am. I see I could get in that silo if I wanted. Maybe I'll take a peek in there. This is a belt line from the silo into the tipple. And coal would come right along here. The belt's gone, you can tell. Here's a piece of it. It's got water in it. Big area, ain't it? Here we are, I'm up above here. It's cool I'm making this because there'll come a time you won't be able to get in this for safety reasons. They'll either have the ladders taken off, the stairwells, I call them ladders. They'll have those taken off, or they'll have, look at this coal dust laying on the ground that fell off the belt line. It's been sitting there 30 years probably. It's still on the tipple structure. I almost missed to show you the booth, the control booth that runs all this. I'm below the big storage area now. This is it, buddy, right here. These little buttons right here controlled the tipple, the dumping of the coal into the cars. There's a window here, it's pretty busted up. But this window here looks out and you can see the railroad cars. And you just push a button, open light. Look at this one. Closed door. Look at that. Open. It's controlled all of it. It's pretty cool. And there was a phone here. There used to be a chair in here from when I was in here before. Oh, right there it is. Look at this. 91 DJ Boggs. Here's your circuit box. I never looked in this before. Okay, let's go back out here. We'll go up on the top. Here I'm a little higher up. The higher up I go in this thing, the more I worry about the stairs, because I don't want to fall. I'm going to go up these ones here. This right here is where the belt line came in from the blender. And it drops it down where it would hook up with the belt line down there to be loaded on cars. Look at that hole right there where it's eating through. There's a metal plate here. Look at all this coal dust. I'm going up yet another set. This one takes you out to the roof. Beautiful. I am on the roof of the coal tipple. You can see the blending house pretty good right there. You can get up there, but it's a heck of a hike. I did it last year. It's a nice view from up here. There's the bathhouse, the machine shop. There's your powerhouse. That little building on the roof. Look at those doors where the coal was dropped in. Here's the silo with the Winifred tipple there, the belt line. You can see Looney Ridge there, Black Mountain. There's the lamp house by the 31. Train depot. Nice little view from up here, ain't it? Cars are lined up down there, I don't know why. Can't say I trust this 100%. It's making me a little nervous. Only because I'm so high up. If I broke through the ceiling, I'd be dead. It's a worthy view though. I doubt I'll come back up here again just because it's dangerous. But I did it once to get it on tape. It's the top of the smokestack. As to keep the nasty smoke from getting in town, and get it way up there. It's like 9 foot in diameter. Blow it across. Pretty, eh? I trust those stairs. I'm gonna get on out of here though. Here I'm going back in. It's a lot hotter in here. And I'm gonna get out of here. This right here is the belt line that runs from the blending house into the tipple. And I walked on this before. I don't think I can get into the blending house though. Now if I could, that would be sweet. But I'm thinking last time I was over here, look, you can see how high I am below. That's a road that goes underneath it. A little dirt road. Look at these rollers. The blending house is right through there up above me. No, I guess I can't. Well, there is a ladder here, and it does go up, but I'm not going up it because I shook that ladder and it was shaking. And with my big 300 pounds on it, it'll break loose for sure. And then Tiffany would say, "Oh, I can't let you go anywhere." So, this will conclude my tour of the tipple area. I may head up toward the blending house, I don't know. If I can drive up that way. I was up there once before. But I'm gonna get out of this tipple now and head on to something else. Right here, which goes over to the belt line I was just at, was the shakiest thing I've been on. It shook some and creaked a little bit when I was walking on it. I was holding on to the rails on the side. Here's another little walkway. It doesn't give though. It's dark in here, ain't it? You hear all that crackling underfoot? That's all coal dust. And there's a lot of it on these stairs. It makes it a little difficult to walk and get good footing. Here's the tipple at Lynch. You've been through it. Would have been cool to be here when it was in operation, but if it was in operation, I wouldn't have been allowed to go everywhere I just did. Maybe if I was an employee. And this ladder right here takes me back down to the ground. Well, there's one more short ladder. I'm close to ground level. That's where your control booth is right there. You can see that chair. And then looking out here. And these little stairs right here, which are a little bit lopsided and cracked, but they hold me okay. And I'm out. And down. There's a railroad tie with some spikes still in it. Here's an old railroad car. Looks like it's got concrete on the top though, so it ain't a coal car. Look what it says on it. United States Steel Corporation, Lynch, Kentucky. Plant growing over there. And I'm heading back toward the train depot. That's your power now for Lynch. It's on the hill behind the machine shop. Generators. Here I'm coming out now by the train depot. Lynch, Kentucky. Wonder how old that sign is. Maybe as old as the building. Let's walk on over here by the 30 mine. They got this locked now. A gate locking you from going up there. But you can see there, this is a number 30 portal. It's not painted. So you have the 30 mine here and 31 across the street. There's a lot of water coming out of there now, see? That's just water coming out of the mine. And then you can see the lamp house over here. It's got a hole in the wall though. Across the road is the 31 portal and its lamp house. So you got the 31 over there and the 30 over here behind this fence. When I first used to come to Lynch, this fence wasn't here. You could walk right up to the mine entrance, and even by this lamp house. This one's lamp house number 1, and the other one says lamp house number 2, the one across the road. Here's that locomotive. Look, it says Winifred Mine on it. And the train depot, which I'm sure is locked probably now. I used to be able to go in there. Hey, this door never used to be open. This here's the lamp house. I could walk through here if I wanted, and then I'd be in there by the mine entrance, but it's all wet and I ain't getting my feet wet. This is all water here. And there ain't nothing to see over there anyway. This here's almost like the lamp house across the road. See that pretty house up there peeking through the trees? That was the superintendent's house, who ran this whole operation. And when those trees weren't there, he could stand out on that balcony and overlook the whole operation down here. It's privately owned now. It's a beautiful house. All those houses up in that area are beautiful. They call it Silk Stocking Row because of that. Yeah, it's underwater. I could walk up there and you can see the entrance to the mine. You can see it through those leaves. But this is all, there's water all there, and then these were openings. I don't know if those were for air or where they kept their explosives from blowing. These are train tracks that have been grown over with grass. And they all, as you can see, lead to the tipple. Right down there. I'm gonna walk over here to the train depot now. They've been refinishing it to make a museum. Oh, I see they've added on air conditioners now. Those are new since I was here last time. Sure enough, I got in. That back door was always unlocked. They've painted it real pretty, 2-day shades of green. I've really started to like green since my room. This used to be a ramp, and it was all busted up concrete. I see they built stairs here now. Old desk equipment and whatnot. Look at this. This is a box of old receipts from when U.S. Steel ran this. It was in here last time when I was in here. Bob gave me some of them last time. I asked him, well, I don't know if I did. I think he just said take them. These aren't like the ones I have. The ones I have actually say U.S. Steel on them. Right there. United States Steel Corporation. Mine said Lynch District though. I still got them at home. I'm an honest person. I've always been honest. I never take anything without permission. Although I stole a few things when I was young. Since I've been an adult though, I've really quit that. I don't know what goes up here, but these stairs look like they've been redone, so I'm gonna give them a try. Oh, I see. It's like attic, and I can feel the heat coming through that doorway. I'm giving you a view of the whole, as much of the town as I can, and its history, if for myself, if for no one else. Yeah, they've done a lot of work in here. This was all tore up when I was here before. Wasn't painted like this. Floor was all tore up. Walls were torn up. It's inside the train depot. That arch is pretty. There used to be a toilet in here, an old toilet. I wonder if it's still in here. Is this it? Took it out. Smells like new paint. They did put plexiglass up. These was here before. They put the screw through it. That was Not too bright on. There used to be a worker that worked in here, and every time somebody would die, he'd write their name on here. Now these aren't necessarily people that were killed in the mine, although this one, Dallas Wells, says he was killed in '83. A lot of these are just old people that died here in the town, and then he wrote it on here. And they put in a piece of plexiglass to protect it and painted around it. I didn't realize I had it on recording already. The only problem with that plexiglass is it makes it shine. A reflection. Here, let me block it. Shower room floor, thick shower room floor. Lynch Bank closed 1980. Look at that. See, there's a little bit of history on here. Lynch Country Club burned. 1980. New Country Club opened in '82. Nolan reunion. Look here, it says hostages released. Look at that. Lynch High School closed in '81. Iran hostages released. This is really a neat little piece of history. Look at this one. U.S. Mining Lift. Arch Mineral took over 9/29/1984. I don't even know if they know who the man was that wrote all that. This was where the little toilet was. I remember seeing a toilet just sitting in there. It wasn't usable either, it was all dilapidated. They might, oh, I bet I know what they're going to do. They're going to make public restrooms out of those, I bet. So that when people come in here, they'll be able to go potty. There's the bathhouse. I tried getting into that and was unable to. They told me Bobby Gothard was the only one that had the key, the curator at the museum. And I knew I couldn't ask her to come all the way out here and let me into it to look around. I went in the front office of the TV station last time I was here and said I'd like to get in there. And they said, Bobby Gothard has the key. I seen Bobby today at the museum. Phyllis is the one I know the most though. Didn't buy any books at the museum. They didn't have any I wanted. I'm supposed to meet Bob in 20 minutes, give or take. And I've really seen most of the stuff in this area now. I'm trying to decide if I want to drive up to the top of that ridge up there for the view down. Look, somebody's climbed up there and put Christmas lights around that. Lynch, Kentucky. There's a guy walking over there. Christmas lights around that. I don't know if they realize Christmas has been over for a good while. Bob said they strung a lot of Christmas lights at Christmas time. I bet they do. Look how high that mountain is. It's pretty big. It was up to the top. This is, I was up on that belt line. This is what goes from the blending bin to the tipple. Hold on, I'm gonna make sure there's no glass in the road because last time I came through here there was. Look, you can see the blending bin sticking out right up there. And this is that belt line that I was walking on before. I looked out the window and said, look how far down I am up, remember? And this is the back side of the tipple. Yeah, there's a little bit of glass here. I'm gonna kick it out of the way. Well, I feel pretty confident about driving over it. See where the glass is from. People throw rocks to those windows, stupid kids. And the view from up there is well worth it. Well, this tree has ended my road trip. It was no doubt knocked over by the storm. You can see the roots right in there. And I tried moving it, it's too heavy. I was able to lift the end a little bit, but there's no way I could drag it. And as I recall, it's a pretty bad hike. So I drove up it and it took me probably 10-15 minutes just to get to the top. Driving it, well, it goes straight uphill. I don't have time today. Maybe another day this week I'll try to walk it. Hiking doesn't seem to bother me too much, but I ain't gonna do it today, even though it's cool. But I'm supposed to meet Bob in a little bit for a nice tour, so I guess I'm gonna work my way out of here. I'll tell you, from my view right here, you can see a pretty good hole in that lamp house right there. See that hole right there? That's lamp house number 1 by the 30 mine. I was able to turn around and get myself out. It's disappointing though, but oh well. I can see Bob's car still ain't there, so how about I just go for a drive through town. This here is Main Street, or 160. And I'm driving alongside the bathhouse. I'm gonna need to go into 3rd. There we go. Here's the old commissary. How about I'll stop over here for a minute. This is Lynch City Hall right here. You even see a sign on it. It used to be the bank back in coal days, and the post office. You can actually see up there, it says post office, Lynch, Kentucky. And over here, bank. This is the present City Hall for Lynch today. And this is the present fire department right there for Lynch. And this is the old commissarium on the side of it. United Supply used to be called. I'm behind the train depot, which is right through those trees over there. Now this building used to have 3 floors and a basement. And it was one of the first that you could actually drive your goods into. Now this is all no trespassing, of course, but I'm gonna see if I can peek in that hole right there, because I never looked into it before they got all boarded up. You seen those pictures Bob had. You could buy anything you wanted in here. I am curious to look in here and see what it looks like. I guarantee you this won't be open. Holy cow, I got to go in. I guess I'm gonna run a trespassing charge. Run the chance of one. Still got cases, look at that. You can see the ornate fixtures at the tops of these columns. You can tell this was a beautiful building at one time. Wonder what kind of trouble I could get in for being in here. I remember last time I was here there was a sign that clearly said no trespassing. But I'm not taking anything or breaking anything, vandalizing anything. Here's that stairwell. I bet this is the one that was in that fancy picture Bob had. Anyway, they used to drive their goods into the basement. I'll walk around the other side and you can actually see where they bring their goods in. This looks about like the inside of the tipple. You can tell they had pretty tile on the floor at one time. Look, there's a railing. Railing that used to be up there, which has since broken down. I can see sunlight coming through up there. So you can tell part of the roof's gone. Got these calcium deposits here, just like in the tipple. Oh, here's an entrance in the back. I could have come in if I'd have been inclined, without going through that one. Uh-oh, somebody done hung a bunny rabbit. Hope that's not an omen of some sort. You can really see these little stalactites on the ceiling. I'm going to try and break that long skinny one off and keep it. I got me one. See it? And it's hollow. Just like this, what they call soda straws. how stalactites form. Whether I can get it home and keep it intact is another matter. It's just kind of neat, I thought. Well, this whole building's cleaned out, man. There ain't nothing in here except those cases. There's a broken toilet, it looks like. Wonder what they had back here. You can hear Looney Creek right through there. I'm just waiting for a Lynch police officer to come walking in here and say, "Sir, you can't be in here." Here's an old broken display case. There's no remnants of the store. There's a piece of tile. No signs. Nothing. There are stairs right here going up, but I ain't going up them. I don't trust nothing in this building, not even those fancy stairs. Pretty bad disrepair, ain't it? Uh-oh, there's somebody's toilet. Here's some old computer stuff. This is by the door where I came in. In fact, right there is the door. Some old propane tanks. I'd say that computer stuff was stored in here. Columns are pretty. You can tell this was a pretty building at one time. I was happy to get in it today. I've never been in it, and doubt I'll ever be able to get in it again. I'm gonna get out of here before I get in trouble. I'm walking along the front of it here. Which used to have windows all along here, real pretty. Oh, look at that. The front door's open. Although I can't get them to budge. It's open now. This building up ahead's the post office, which is the new one. Right there. I'm walking along the side of the building so you can see how they load stuff in here. On the side. There's my thing I broke off the ceiling. I've gotten it dirty already with my hands. It's very white. Right down here, the ramp that goes down to the basement. And right there's your doors where they could drive the truck right on in. There you can see the side of it. The window's broken out and the roof's gone up there. Bunch of water. Right through there. Bring our deliveries right in there. I don't have any desire to go over in this area and get into this mess. Sure would have been nice to see it in its heyday. But you know, when the company police was here, if you wasn't here on business, you weren't allowed in town. Unless you were visiting a minor, and sometimes you'd show up and the police would escort you right to the family's house. You know why? They was worried you were a mine organizer, a union organizer. There's a miner's mart. It's the only little store and gas station here in town. And the post office. You can see City Hall there. And the Winifred Beltline down there, crossing over the road. House and City Hall. All native stone. Bob said it was quarried right up there on Looney Ridge. This gives you a better view of the store. I'm by the fire department over here. Whether it's volunteer or paid, I don't know. Zoom in on it and you can see the name. 1919, United Supply Company. Like Bob said, you could get everything you wanted in there. Foods, a woman wouldn't even have to cook. She'd come in there every day and buy baked goods and meat, vegetables. You could charge it all to your husband's account. If he was a minor, well, he had to be an employee to even be in town. Anything you want, you go in there and charge it to your account. Minors used to be paid in script, of course. This is a long city hall. Might be somebody in there working. Might wonder if I'm a peeping Tom. I'm walking along the front of City Hall. And it tells you on the sign that they closed at 4. Oh, and by all means, here's the sign. Gives you a short history of the town. I'm not sure what that little building is. There's a train depot, smokestack, silo. There's my little truck over there. I'm going to get in there and head back toward the mine. Another view. Here's another view of the store. There's the door I went in. We're inside the mine now.
Yes.
Here we go.
Goes 13 miles. And,
Can't walk over there because of the water, can you?
This is how we pin the top.
Yeah.
We pin the top every 4 foot. That's federal state law. Yeah. Yeah.
Except your coating on there is coming off.
Hit with a poot. That didn't go on there, did it?
I bet it cost money too, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
I bet it.
And then look here how it's peeled. See here how it's peeled?
Yeah.
You can sit down on
You
the
can
wall.
see the slate where you just shine your light, can't you?
Yeah.
That's what that is, the slate, ain't it?
This wall right here was poured in 1918 now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 1918. Then we poured this here about 15 months ago.
Okay.
15 months ago, that's the contractor down there. And this stuff here, you don't put this in all mines. It's too expensive stuff. See it overhead here?
Uh-huh.
This is overhead stuff. You don't put that in all mines, no. Yeah, 1 foot of hole, 400 pounds, son. That's expensive, ain't it, son?
Yeah, how much does it cost?
I don't know, but they spent over $1 million in there. And this rib here, if you don't pin this rib here, son, it'll rib roll. Boom, and it'll come out here, see? Mother Nature overhead, you got so much pressure overhead, it'll go boom like that. Our last man was Barney Clay, got killed in 97.
Wow.
And then 2 weeks later, they shut the whole thing down.
Wow.
I hope that light don't go out.
Huh? Which light?
What are you looking at? Oh,
Well, it looks kind of...
well,
Hold on a second. I do got a light on
need
it.
a light?
Now I got one on it.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you are, it's better. This concrete right here was poured in 1918 too, yeah. That's cool in here, isn't it?
It's very cool. What's the temperature, would you say?
59.
59? Is it 59 year round?
Year round. The temperature stays a year round, yeah. Now, you see that concrete right there? Mm-hmm. That's 20-some feet wide, might go 4 or 5 miles. You
Really?
come back out and you seal it off. You don't waste your air, so you're pumping air in here, we don't waste no air, see?
Uh-huh.
Those mine timbers out there, how they used to do it in the old days. They don't do that no more, they can't now.
Here you can see the coal.
Yeah.
It's pretty. It gives a nice luster and sparkle, don't it?
Yeah. How long did the reporter stay?
Well, after he talked to me,
Well, y'all moved down there.
yeah, he went over by the lamp house with me.
Well,
And then he took some footage around of the...
well, that woman, somebody cut in there, didn't you? Who was that?
I don't know who that woman was. She must have been a tourist. I told her you had left, and she said, were you gone for the day? And I told her you had a tour at 7, and she said she might come back.
Well, good.
This timber here, is this...
That's the way we used to do it in the old days.
So that's why it's there, just for looks?
Yeah, it's just done for looks right now. See?
And I see you use these wooden levers you pound in.
See this rock has cracked here? But they pinned it and still put this right here, see?
I see.
This is just for looks to show people how we used to. Look how pretty this coal is, son. Look at that.
Let me see your light.
Isn't that pretty? That's that old black diamond, son.
Yeah, it is pretty.
I showed you my pets, didn't I?
No.
Well, here's a pet I've had for 55 years.
Oh, is that your wife?
That's my wife. That's Wanda.
And did you meet her here in town too?
Yeah, we grew up together.
Went to school together?
Yes, yes. And here's my friend. He's got new false teeth.
I see.
And here he is getting here. He's climbing here and he gets up on his truck.
Where's this at?
Right up 33 on top.
Really?
That's up at that mine. And here's how it looks at nighttime here.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Well, that's all. But anyway, they come out up there. They come out and the men fed them, see. But they come out and they were afraid that Arch was afraid they was going to hurt somebody on their property, see.
Oh, I see.
And that's the reason they got the state men to come in here to get them out of here. So.
They close off the area where the borehole is?
Yeah.
They seal that off so you can't even see it?
That for.
How far back is it?
Well,
Where the borehole was?
1,800 feet.
And your train goes 1,200?
Yeah.
So you're going to stop 600 feet short of it?
Yeah.
Before they sealed it off, could you look straight up and see outside, see a hole at the top where light was?
No, because there's a building there. If you go up this road right out here.
I've been up there. I went up there last year.
Well, okay, you didn't see it.
I seen the blender bin, but where they dropped it down,
Yeah.
but you couldn't see a hole, or at least it was black.
Yeah. That's awful black, son. You got a light?
I don't have a light like that.
Huh? Can you see?
Huh? I'll walk back here as far as you want to.
Well,
Is this where you're gonna?
We
Is
ain't
this where your
close.
train ride goes?
yeah, that's where the train ride goes, see?
And how far back does it go?
Now, the train ride will go 1,500 feet, see? And the boy